30 years in the kitchen, and only now have I discovered the miracles hidden inside eggs. Welcome back to the Tracy Tips channel. When it comes to eggs, no one finds them unfamiliar. But if you only think they are nutritious without knowing that they also hide countless secret tricks, that would be a real pity. Today, I will reveal to you 10 interesting and practical tips you can try right at home. Be sure to watch tip number 5 and number 9. These two special tricks will change the way you look at eggs. Tip 1. Check freshness with water. When buying or after keeping eggs in the refrigerator for a while, you may have wondered whether the eggs are still fresh or already old. Instead of cracking them open to find out, there is a very simple trick to check right away, and that is using water. Here's how to test. Prepare a clear glass or bowl. Pour in clean water, then gently drop the egg you want to check into it. Observe carefully if the egg lies flat at the bottom. It means the egg is still very fresh with the egg white and yolk inside still firm. On the other hand, if the egg stands upright with the small end pointing down and the large end pointing up, the egg has been stored for a while. It can still be eaten, but the taste and quality will be reduced. In the case that the egg floats completely to the surface, it is best to throw it away because that is a sign the egg has spoiled with gas, formed inside by bacterial decomposition. The principle behind this trick is very easy to understand. When kept too long, air gradually seeps inside through the eggshell. The air pocket enlarges, making the egg lighter and causing it to float. This is a quick, safe, and extremely useful way to check, helping you always feel secure when using eggs in your daily meals. Tip 2. Fry eggs with water. Sometimes you want to eat a fried egg, but worry that too much oil and grease will feel heavy. Or sometimes when you bring eggs home, you discover one has a cracked shell. If you boil it, the yolk will leak out through the crack. Don't throw it away just yet. Try this method from me frying eggs with water. The method is very easy. First, place a pot of water on the stove and bring it to a boil. While waiting for the water to heat, prepare a large ladle and lightly coat the surface of the ladle with a thin layer of cooking oil to prevent sticking. Then crack the egg directly into the ladle. When the water in the pot is boiling gently, place the ladle with the egg into the pot so that the water surrounds it, but does not cause the egg to spill out. Keep it like that for about 3 minutes, letting the egg white gradually cook. Doing this allows the egg to form a round, beautiful shape when immersed in the water without breaking or separating. When you see the white set, gently slide the egg into the water to poach for another 1 to 2 minutes. After that, take it out, and you will have a delicious fried-style egg with whites evenly cooked and yolk soft, rich, and appealing. This method not only solves the problem of cracked eggs, but also minimizes oil and grease when eating, while bringing a new tasty way to enjoy eggs. Tip 3. Steam eggs with a strainer. Another way to handle eggs with cracked shells is to steam them instead of boiling them in a pot, which often causes the yolk and white to leak out. You only need to use the very kitchen strainer you already have to steam the eggs until cooked. First, prepare a pot of water and bring it to a gentle boil. Then place a stainless steel strainer with sturdy support edges into the pot, resting the edges firmly on the rim of the pot so the strainer stays in place. Next, place the eggs inside and steam. Thanks to the support of the strainer, the eggs do not come into direct contact with the boiling water, preventing the egg white from leaking out. The hot steam surrounds the eggs and cooks them gently, similar to poaching, helping maintain the shape and smooth texture of the eggs. The steaming time is about 7 to 10 minutes, depending on whether you want soft-boiled eggs or fully cooked eggs. If you like a creamy, soft texture, take the eggs out earlier. If you want them firm, leave them a bit longer. With this method, you not only make use of cracked eggs, but also end up with delicious, tender eggs without any waste at all. Tip 4. Crack eggs with one hand. Cracking eggs may seem simple, but when you are cooking and have to use both hands, it can sometimes be inconvenient. With this small trick, you can completely crack eggs using only one hand while the shell still splits neatly without pieces falling inside. The method is very easy. First, hold the egg in the palm of your hand. Then choose a flat edge such as the rim of a bowl, the edge of a pan, or a hard countertop. Use the back of your hand to lightly tap the egg against that surface to create an even crack in the middle. Then immediately use your thumb to push gently upward while the two fingers below pull the shell downward. At this moment, the index finger acts as the support point to firmly split the shell apart. At first, it may feel clumsy and uneven, but after just a few times of practice, you will get a feel for the pressure and the movement will become very natural. The advantage of this method is that it saves time, keeps the action neat, and even gives you the professional touch of a real chef. Tip 5. Separate yolks with bread. Sometimes you need to separate the yolk from the white, but don't have a special tool, and using chopsticks only makes it break apart. In that case, try a very simple trick. Use the inside of bread. First, take a slice of fresh soft bread that is still slightly sticky. Then use two fingers to press it gently to create elasticity in the crumb, and press it against the egg yolk. Thanks to the porous structure and the natural stickiness of starch in bread, the yolk will immediately cling to it. Just lift lightly and you can easily take the yolk out of the white without breaking it. The principle here is that the breadcrumb contains a lot of gluten and starch that has absorbed moisture during baking, creating a flexible and slightly sticky structure. When in contact, this surface works like a sponge with grip strong enough to hold the yolk but not absorb the liquid. Thanks to that, the yolk is lifted up intact. This trick is simple, makes use of ingredients already available in the kitchen, safe and quick. Very useful when you need to separate yolks for sauces, cakes, or special desserts. Tip 6. Make spaghetti from egg yolks. Have you ever heard of the dish egg yolk noodles? If not, then let's join me in the kitchen to turn the yolk part of eggs into golden strands of noodles, rich, creamy, and full of nutrition. First, you prepare a clean syringe. After that, carefully draw in the yolks that were separated earlier. You should pull slowly and gradually to limit drawing too much air inside. When finished, boil a pot of water until it reaches a gentle boil. Next, slowly squeeze the syringe to pump thin streams of yolk directly into the boiling water. After only 1 to 2 minutes, the yolk solidifies, forming small noodles, soft, and with a bright yellow color that is extremely eye-catching. The egg yolk noodles are not only visually beautiful, but also carry a naturally creamy and rich flavor. You can eat them with rice noodles, or add them to soup to increase fragrance, taste, and nutrition. This is a creative way to change the regular way of eating eggs, making the meal more interesting and much more appealing. Tip 7. Make salted egg yolks. Not only can egg yolks be used for making yolk noodles, but they can also be turned into salted egg yolks with just 2 simple ingredients already available in the kitchen. The method is very simple. First, prepare a mixture of 2 parts salt and 1 part sugar. Mix well. Then prepare a large glass container and spread a thin layer of the mixture on the bottom. Next, use a spoon or the bottom of a bottle to create a few small hollows in the salt-sugar layer and gently place each egg yolk into them. When finished, cover with the remaining salt-sugar mixture so that the yolks are completely buried. Close the lid and place the container in the refrigerator's cool compartment, leaving it undisturbed for about 4 days. During this process, the salt and sugar will draw the moisture out of the yolks, gradually making them firm and elastic. After 4 days, take the yolks out. Rinse briefly with water to remove the salt-sugar mixture. Then place them in the oven at a low temperature, leaving the door slightly open to dry for about 3–4 hours. The result is golden yolks, firm and solid with a light fragrance and a rich, salty, cheesy taste very similar to Parmesan. This Parmesan-style salted egg yolk can be grated and sprinkled on salads, pasta, hot rice, or toasted bread, adding a unique and very appealing flavor. Tip 8. Beat an egg inside the shell. Many times when you want to mix the yolk and the white, you may think the only way is to crack it into a bowl and whisk, but that's only because you haven't tried this method. Just make use of a long-sleeved shirt. First, choose an intact egg and place it inside the sleeve of a long-sleeved shirt. Tie both ends tightly so the egg will not fly out. Then hold the shirt and spin it quickly in circles, pulling and snapping it back several times. This motion creates a spinning force that mixes the yolk and white inside without breaking the shell. Once you have spun it enough, boil the egg as usual. After peeling, the surprise happens. Instead of the white and yolk being separate, you will see the inside of the egg has an even golden color, soft and smooth like scrambled eggs. The principle of this trick is that the strong spinning force creates a uniform rotation, breaking the thin membrane, separating the yolk from the white, helping them blend together. This is a trick that is both fun and unique, suitable for experimenting with friends or creating a surprise in family meals. A creative and unusual way to enjoy a familiar egg. Tip 9. Slice eggs with a spring. Have you ever tried cutting a boiled egg with the spring from a ballpoint pen? It may sound strange, but this is actually a very interesting trick that makes your eggs not only tasty, but also more visually appealing. The method is very simple. First, take a regular ballpoint pen, remove the pen tip, and take out the spring inside. Then gently stretch the spring so that the coils are spaced a little farther apart, creating even and firm gaps. Once prepared, place the boiled and peeled egg on a cutting board or flat plate. Next, hold one end of the spring steady with your hand, then gently pull the other end down and slice across the body of the egg. Thanks to the metal coils, the egg will be cut cleanly in half, while the cut surface will display beautiful wavy patterns looking completely different from the usual way of slicing. This trick is especially useful when you want to make a dish look more attractive for a small party, a salad, or even a family meal. With just one small detail, the familiar boiled egg becomes much more unique and appealing. Tip 10. Boiled eggs with Parmesan cheese crust. Finally, to thank you for staying until the end of the video, I will give you the recipe for boiled eggs covered with Parmesan cheese, a dish that is truly unique and appealing. First, boil the eggs until fully cooked, peel them, and cut them in half. Next, prepare a non-stick pan and place it on the stove over medium heat. Sprinkle a layer of shredded Parmesan cheese into the pan, spreading it evenly into a circle slightly larger than half an egg. Wait a few seconds until the cheese begins to melt and release its distinctive rich aroma. When the cheese layer turns slightly golden, quickly place half of the boiled egg right in the center of the circle. Cover with a lid and let the cheese continue cooking for about 3-4 minutes. At this time, the cheese melts, clings evenly around the egg, and forms a crispy crust on the outside. The result is a dish with the perfect combination: on the outside, a crispy Parmesan cheese crust that is lightly salty and fragrant. On the inside, a boiled egg that is rich, creamy, and smooth. This dish can be served as an appetizer paired with salad, or simply as a unique snack for a light meal. Surely anyone who tastes it will be surprised by the novelty of such a familiar egg. So in today's video, I have shared with you extremely interesting tips to turn the familiar egg into countless new dishes and creative ways of cooking, from boiling, frying, and poaching, to variations with cheese, or even making yolk noodles. These tips not only help you save time in the kitchen, but also make meals more appealing, creative, and full of excitement. If you find these secrets useful, try applying them right away in your own kitchen, and don't forget to share the results in the comments so that I and everyone can learn together. Don't forget to press like and share so more people will know, and remember to subscribe to the Tracy Tips channel so you won't miss the next fun and practical life hack videos. See you again in the next video with more surprising discoveries.